All right, looks like we're live. So yeah, for whatever reason, I didn't make it out of bed this morning. I think I slept through my alarm. And yeah, it's been kind of a crazy busy day, so I didn't get on. But I'm going to go ahead and talk for a few minutes about some of the things that I've got going on here. I'm trying to keep these sort of focused on one topic, so anything major. Um, I'll probably do a topic on it, and then some of the minor stuff I may just mention here or there. But anyway, one of the big things that I got done today or this last week, is I hired a project manager, and he's helping me just figure out how to organize all this stuff. And it's funny because as a software developer, I worked on teams that had project managers, and we did agile development, and we all kind of followed the practices and everybody was on board. But this is kind of a different thing. I mean, I have people who are doing podcast episode editing. I have people who are reaching out to other people about coming on the shows or about sponsoring the shows, or all of the different things that I've got going on here. And anyway, so it's just been kind of interesting to kind of see some of these things in practice. And sorry, I moved the video down. Do some of these things in practice as a software developer, and then have them be a challenge in other aspects of business. And so, I mean, I was trying forever to try and get on top of all of the stuff that I have to keep track of and make sure that everything's happening the way that it's supposed to happen. And it turned out that, you know what? I was trying to focus on too many things. I was trying to manage all of that stuff, plus move ahead with all the other stuff that I've got going on, like the conferences and the sponsorships and the webinars and all of the other stuff that I've got going on. I've got a webinar going tomorrow for a sponsor and another one on Thursday for another sponsor. I've got, the conferences, and I've got the podcasts, and, it just felt like everything was kind of sliding off one way or the other. And it was really hard to keep track of. And then I was trying to do a lot of this stuff myself. And then when people started to kind of disappear on some of this stuff, that's where things really got tricky. So I wound up hiring a project manager. And it's kind of funny because I'm sitting here going, I could do that. But the flip side of it is that I need to be focused on the big picture. I need to be able to see the things that are going on that I need to help people with. And so, this way I can focus on who are the guests coming up and what's going on there, and how can we help make the shows better, and how do we grow the audiences, and how do I help the sponsors out and stuff like that, instead of worrying about, did it get edited this week, which hasn't been a problem, but the other problem is, did we get show notes, and did it get released on time this week, which has been a problem lately. And so it's just been really interesting to kind of see that and just go after it. And this all kind of plays into a larger picture of just planning things out, knowing what's going on. You can see behind me, I put up it's actually a 4-month calendar. It's a 120-day calendar. Or so it says. I don't think it's exactly 120 day. I think it's like 130 or 140 day, because it's 5 weeks per month, 4 months. But anyway, so 140-day calendar. Anyway, it all works out, and it's pretty awesome. And so what I'm going to be doing here, and so the next time you do this video, you'll be able to see what I have planned a few months out, right? But just getting in and getting that planned and getting it all together. And then the other thing that I'm working on is, from there, then I can plan out, okay, what do I have going for the next month? And I showed you the calendar that I got for that. And then from that, I'm actually pulling together, and I just started doing this for this week because I'm doing the 12-week year planning that I meant to do, right? I didn't quite get it done. And the reason is, and this is the other reason why I needed a project manager, is because I start focusing on the details of a project. I can look 3 or 4, steps ahead, but then planning all that is really tricky for me. And so, to have somebody who's not as involved in it emotionally and stuff, I think is also going to help. So he'll help me say, okay, these are all the things that need to get done. Here's how we're going to break all this down. And then from there, we're going to basically back into accountability. And anyway, so once I get all that together, then I got a weekly calendar. And so you can see my items for today. And yeah, so I've got to send some more emails. I've got to finish sorting through some stuff, and I got to finish cleaning my office. One of the things that you probably noticed over the last couple of videos, if you've been watching these, is that my backdrop has changed a little bit. You don't see the closet doors behind me, and the reason is because I've rearranged my office. So um, anyway, basically, what I've done is I've rearranged my office. So I've got how do I put it? So I moved the desks, and so this desk is actually the window that I was facing before is right here to my left, and then I have the desk coming out into the room, and then I have my other desk coming this way alongside this desk, and then I moved the I have a recliner in my office that I moved into the corner, that back corner, and then I've got a bookshelf over here. This shelf's always been where it is, and there's another shelf over here that also has a bunch of knickknacks on it that's also been in here. But then I'm going to move the rest of the stuff over into that area, and so this is going to be my work area, and that's going to be kind of my focus planning, learning, morning routine area. And yeah, we're just going to hit it, and we're going to hit it good. But anyway, so that's just me kind of getting organized, and then I can spend the morning visualizing the stuff that I have to get done off of this guy. And every week on Monday morning, I can then work off of the plan I've worked out with the project manager, and the plan that I have up on this calendar. I can get it onto that monthly calendar. I can get it onto this weekly calendar, and then I just know what's going on. I know what I got to get done. And that way I can just move ahead with a lot of this stuff. So anyway, that's the stuff that I'm dealing with at this point. And yeah, so I hired a project manager. Go figure. It's funny too because he's actually a developer or development project manager, so he's done agile development the whole 9 yards. So he's actually also helping me get set up in Jira and Confluence, which I like. Now Jira, I used Jira before for a contract that I did like 3 or 4 years ago. I actually worked with David Brady, if you're familiar with him from Ruby Rogues. But anyway, I didn't like it. And a lot of it was just the way that it was kind of all managed or not managed, I guess I should say. But I'm finding that it has a lot of capabilities. It's kind of ugly, but it does what I want it to do. And then the flip side of it is that, I mentioned Confluence, and Confluence is Atlassian's wiki. And so in the same system that I have the tracking and process or progress, I can also document my processes. So anyway, I'm going to sign off because I don't really have anything else to say about this. It's funny because I guess one other thing I'll share, during my mastermind calls on Monday, we do wins and accountability. And I had gotten like 3 out of 5 done, which is going to change. I'm going to have 5 things on there, and I'm going to get them all done every week. And then I guess the other thing I should talk about with this that I didn't, and it just came to mind, was that I want to be working now on the things that are going to be happening in a month, right? So instead of scrambling at the last minute to get crap together, which I did at Angular or Angular Dev Summit, Ruby Dev Summit's kind of shaping up that way. If I can get all that stuff done now, so we're a week or two, or we're actually 3 weeks, almost 3 weeks out from it. I think it's 3 weeks from today that it starts. So if I can get all of that done, right? If I can get it done this week, or at least get most of it done this week, so that it's all in and ready to go, and all the marketing's happening, and all the magic's going, then I can focus on the next thing. And so then I can, do a better conference, or I can go out and I can knock it out of the park, pulling together podcasts with React and Elixir or things like that. So this week I'm trying to get all of this stuff out of the way for the things that are happening over the next 4 weeks. And then just nailing things going forward. And that includes the Get a Job course. It includes a lot of the other stuff I've got going on. Yes, I've picked up a few other projects that I'm hoping to launch pretty soon here. But yeah, just pulling all this together and making it all happen. And then the other thing is what that does is it also opens me up so that when I land a sponsor or get things together for a sponsor, I'm not scrambling to get that together, because hey, if I can get them to, get all of the details together and get everything together within the next few weeks to a month, then I'm on target with everything else. And so anyway, that all works out. I'm going to talk a little bit about finances tomorrow, but for now, that's kind of where I'm at. The big win So on Sunday, I'm just going to throw this out there. It has nothing to do with anything. On Sunday, which was yesterday, I got on the scale and I noticed that I had lost another 6 pounds. So I'm currently at 226 pounds. That is lighter than I was when I got married, which was 12 and a half years ago. So my wife's never known me at this weight. My kids have never known me at this weight. And it's just kind of funny that that's the way it is. But anyway, so that's the other thing is just, find something that works for you and just stick with it. And, I'm hoping that this project manager is that kind of thing for me. But yeah, just kind of a gee whiz. I feel good about myself that I'm probably not going to talk a ton about. I'll probably talk about health, but yeah, these wins kind of happen when they happen. So anyway, that's about all I got. So I'm going to jump off and I'll be back on tomorrow. Have a good one.